All right, everybody, we're back again
Oh,
for more mysterious forest this time. So even more
listen, it's been a
mysterious.
while.
It has. It has.
We
It's not.
did say we're going to come back strong, and then I got kind of sick. We had a sick house.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're passing it around. Tell you what,
Well, take one down, pass it around.
dude, like nothing like a good family illness.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all share it together.
Um,
But we're
so
good.
yeah, we're gonna dive right into this sucker.
Yeah.
We we created our own choose your own adventure book,
Yes.
and look at Scott Miller right on it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Scott.
We took into
We're back
account
again.
some of your feedback. You'll be happy to know, Lee, I did start Oops All Todd or Oops All Crevasses.
You did.
So that has been yes, Oops All Concussions. I want to do a series: Oops All Todds, Oops All Crevasses, and Oops All Concussions.
Oh man.
And yeah, so I have the outline set up and a couple of great endings. I don't want to spoil it, but it involves a concussion. And I think people will love this book. I mean, it's going to be very similar to the Christmas one, where there was only like 6, 8 endings, maybe
6 endings, 8 endings. Yes.
Yeah.
All
So
just
yeah, but just stay tuned soon, hopefully, because again, like just family stuff, getting ill. But Oops, All Concussions should be hopefully one we can talk about soon here.
Let me guess. One of the endings has a concussion in it.
One of them.
One of them.
It's
kind of like it's like the Titanic movie. The boat sinks at the end.
It's not what happens, it's how it happens, kids. That's what we care about.
That's the key.
Exactly. So anyway, without further ado, so you said this off camera or off line here, you actually implemented some of the changes that we had, some feedback.
Yes. So one of the feedback was a few of the encounters were just a few lines. So I tried to expound on those a little bit and make them a little more detailed. At the beginning, they were just kind of fillers. I needed something to get you from point A to point B, and then I did add a couple more Todds, a couple more crevasses, and a few more concussions. So not as many as the Oops All Concussions, but a few more, and a Todd.
Exactly. It's the 12 Days of Christmas style when it comes to, and a Todd and a pear tree. With that being said, we'll probably just dive right into the beginning again, like we did last time, and we'll probably tuck this one away. What were you saying, Lee?
We're gonna go through this, at least one more time. We did. I think I counted. There's 34 endings in this. So
my goodness.
We did probably 8 or so. There's a lot.
We did about 8 last time. So we'll do as many as we can in this hour.
Yeah. And it's still a little rough. I got to clean it up a little bit to make it look a little better. And then when it's ready to go, we'll post it on the website, uchoosepodcast.com. That's the letter U, choosepodcast.com. And people can download and read it all you want. So, and I did work on some illustrations, but it's a work in progress.
Listen. This is you're getting this for the low price of free, everybody.
That's right. You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. You get it. You get what you pay for. All right. So with that being said, let's dive right in, man.
Wouldn't it be fun if we could do it? You could have, you get a free concussion when you get this PDF.
Guaranteed free concussion. That'd be hilarious. If we send them a PDF and when they open it, we just come through the screen and punch them.
You get a concussion.
Concussed.
Or a guy knocks on your door, you open it, and says, "Hi, my name's Todd."
Did you concussed by a Todd? See, that's one of my endings. Oops, all concussion. See, you just ruined it.
Great.
Now it'll be like, it's like, oh, did you order a copy of the Uchoose Mysterious Forest Choose Your Own Adventure Which Way book? I did, as a matter of fact. You get a free concussion with that, Ooh, can I pass that? It'd be nice if you could re-gift the concussion. So you could be like, listen, I don't want the concussion for me. I want it for someone else.
There you go.
I think we could certainly re-gift one re-gift. You're not going to white elephant this thing.
No. We could also put a little, you know, a lot of the Choose Your Own Adventure books have a little dedication. We dedicate this one to Todd with all of our concussions and something like that. We'll have to come up with something.
I don't want to ruin this, but I will say a spoiler. This might get people like excited to read this. There's a part in the book where you get a concussion on top of a concussion. You're laying in your hospital bed, concussed, and then a chunk of equipment out of the ceiling falls on top of you.
Oh, that's
concussed
awesome.
again.
Concussed again. Yes.
Concussed squared.
Ooh.
Just saying. It wouldn't be called Oops All Concussions if there wasn't a double concussion happen.
You know, you're going to have to, turn it up to 11, concussion that causes the concussion and then the concussion.
Exactly.
Or you get concussed and two other people get concussed with you.
You just take multiple hits down the hill. Just whap, whap, whap. All head. Every hit you make is on your head.
Oh, man.
Anywho.
Speaking of concussions.
Let's get at it.
I'll start this one, and then
all right.
It's been 3 weeks, so good luck and finding where we went last time. We'll just roll with it.
Let's start from the beginning. Yeah, man. No better place to start.
All right, I'll get started, and we'll go from there. Mysterious Forest. Here we go. You're a curious, adventurous 9-year-old in the summer afternoon of 1986. While exploring the vast woods near your grandparents' house, you stumble on a mysterious path you've never seen before. As the path winds deeper into the forest, you realize you're on the brink of an extraordinary adventure. You follow the path until it splits into 2 directions. To the left, the path is covered in bright, colorful flowers that seem to shimmer in the sunlight. To the right, the path is dark and shadowy, with twisted trees and an eerie silence. All right, we got 3 choices. If you choose to follow the path of the colorful flowers, turn to page 2. If you follow the dark, shadowy path, turn to page 6. If you choose neither path and venture into the deep woods, turn to page 74. Now, I think last time we went to page 74, so let's see if anybody wants to go to page 2 or page 6. So that would be the colorful flowers or the shadowy path. Let us know, shadowy path or colorful flowers, in the chat. By the way, if you're, we didn't go over this, but this is the Uchoose podcast where we go through these books. This one is the self-made publication, but normally we go through the old Choose Your Own Adventure books. And then when we get to Decision Point, if you're watching live, you can help decide where we get to go. So, all right, we got page 2 color. So we got 2 votes for colorful flowers so far. So we'll wait just another few seconds, and then we'll probably be going to page 2, Eddie.
We got big time fan of the show. Mr. BRS is in the house.
I know. We got
the full compliment here.
Mr. BRS, the great super fans. So
we if we could get the old, like back season 1 of Uchoose, we get Carolyn and Alan here at some point. That'd be crazy. Yeah. My brain would blow up.
Boom. Eddie's brain matter all over the camera.
It's like that's the final concussion. Ooh. All right. I think we got colorful flowers all over the place here. So we're gonna do that.
I think so.
All right, page 2.
Yes.
The colorful flowers lead you to a beautiful garden. As you explore, you notice the flowers change color and shape right before your eyes. Suddenly, what appears to be a leprechaun jumps out from behind a bush. Hold! You took a correspondence course in cryptozoology a few months ago, and so you are certain at what you see. That's my only Irish. It's all leprechauns. You're so startled and then stumble back, tripping on a stick and fall, hitting your head on the hard trail. Concussion number 1. Get that up there on the... I got it. Concussion meter. I got it.
You did it.
Awesome. You black out and wake up a few seconds later. The leprechaun stands above you, staring curiously at you. I am Tiberius, guardian of the Garden of Illusions, the leprechaun says. You must solve my riddle to proceed. Tiberius asks, what has roots that nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes, and yet never grows? If you answer a mountain, turn to page 8. If you answer a shadow, turn to page 10. I was going to say my blood pressure, leprechaun.
Your blood
You're
pressure.
killing me.
That's everybody over 40, right?
He did, Scott. I would shamelessly admit that most of my impressions are based off of cartoon characters from cereal commercials.
Oops, all leprechauns. Is that the next one?
Exactly. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Oops, all leprechauns. Oh, I need to share this.
We got mountain. We got, let me see here.
There we go.
We got 2 mountains. We got all mountains.
It's all mountains.
Page
all
8,
mountains.
sir. Page 8 for
all
you.
Right. 8. All right, page 8. Here we go. Mountain path. Correct, Tiberius exclaims, his voice echoing like the thunder across the mystical space. The garden fades away, its lush foliage dissolves like watercolors in the rain, and you find yourself at the base of a towering mountain. A narrow path winds up the rocky slope, dotted with patches of resilient alpine flowers pushing through the cracks. As you climb several feet up the slope, your boots scrape against loose shale. You slip and fall.
What the shale?
Hitting your head on the rocks below.
Yes!
As stars explode behind your eyes, and for several seconds you black out. There we go. Another one. The metallic taste of blood fills your mouth.
Oh, snap.
You rest for a few minutes. Yeah, but you got blood and a concussion.
We're more than concussed.
Yes. You rest for a few minutes, then get up and continue your journey, your temple throbbing with each step. You encounter a fork in the path. One direction leads to a rickety old bridge over a deep crevasse.
What the fork?
It's weathered wooden planks swaying ominously in the bitter mountain wind. The other path leads to a dark cave where the echoes of dripping water and something else, something less natural, emanates from its yawning mouth. The late afternoon sun casts long shadows across the mountainside, making the decision before you even more daunting. A cold wind whips around you, carrying the scent of pine and something ancient. In the distance, a lone eagle circles overhead, as if waiting to see which path you choose. Your heart pounds as you weigh your options, knowing whichever route you take, there may be no turning back. All right, here we go. If you choose to cross the bridge, turn to page 16. If you choose to enter the cave, turn to page 18. So the bridge or the cave? Let us know in the chat. All right.
We're off to choices already. I love this.
I know. Yeah, another concussion and another crevasse. I mean, you can pack them in there. It's like packing that suitcase. You just cram it in there.
You're like, if I can't get more choose your own adventure cliches in here, like we really should do a series. I think, like, instead of like the cave of time, it's the cave of tucked in shirts. Like, oh my god,
shirts.
There's not one shirt that's not tucked in.
That's what I've never really mentioned that our shirt is tucked in. That's a good one. I'll have to remember.
We should do one where you get transported to an alternate world where all the shirts are tucked in. And for some reason yours became untucked in the travels, and it's like you get thrown in jail.
Yes. I think remember the book, The Wrinkle in Time? And the kid goes to a universe where they have to bounce the ball and synchronize, and one of the kids doesn't. And he has to go to this like shock therapy room. So it'd be like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's tucked in. All right. So we got a for the cave. I thought we had one for the bridge and one for the cave. Oh boy, we might be split, but let's give it another second or two.
We'll see where we can get a.
Otherwise, we're going to have to flip the Uchoose coin here if we don't have another vote. So it's the bridge or the cave. I don't think we've gone through one of these. So this is new, I'm pretty sure. But cave.
Oh, cave it is.
Okay, so that's page 18.
All right, I'm on the way.
Dark
18. Cave. The dark cave. You turn on the flashlight you always carry, the beam slicing through the oppressive darkness as you step cautiously into the cave. Each footfall sends echoes dancing off the jagged walls, a reminder of your solitude in this subterranean world. The air is cool and sharp, wrapping around you like a shroud, and the faint scent of earth and moss fills your lungs with each breath. Shadows flicker and shift as your flashlight beam sweeps across the uneven terrain, revealing glistening stalactites that hang like icicles from the ceiling, dripping periodically into the small puddles below. Ahead, you notice a faint glow emanating from several yards down the narrow passage, drawing your curiosity like a moth to a flame. It's difficult to discern whether the light is natural or something more enigmatic, but it pulses softly, beckoning you closer. Pulses like your temple from smashing it into a rock.
From our concussion, yes.
Concussion time. The walls of the cave seem to close in around you, heightening your senses as you weigh your options. The thrill of the unknown thrumming in your veins. Or could that be my head injury? With every step,
the loss of blood.
The air feels thicker, charged with anticipation, and you can't shake the feeling that something extraordinary lies just beyond the reach of your flashlight. If you move towards the light, turn to page 79. If you decide to turn back and leave the cave, turn to page 32.
Okay.
Towards the light or not towards the light?
Yes. Leave the cave or go towards the light. Go towards the light.
My experience is either you do or you don't. Depends on where you're at in your journey.
Good point.
Like, where am I at now in my journey? Would I go towards the light in my journey right now?
Well, yes. I mean, if it's emanating from UFO, you would.
I run right to it. Like, you'd have no trouble. I'd have no trouble. I just start dead sprint.
Come on, take me with you.
I'd be Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters.
Yeah. The aliens would be like, we've never had them run towards our ship. What's wrong with this earthling?
They turn me away. They're like, you seem too eager. We don't want you. I'm like, no.
Oh, we're split. We got one.
He wants it too much.
Light, and one says leave the cave. So we'll give it another few seconds here and see. Going towards the light never hurt anyone. Invoking the Algarus.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never hurt anyone. Probably not a good idea.
Permanent healing, as they say.
There you go. Permanent healing. Yeah.
You're just not in pain anymore.
No. All right. Well, should we flip the coin or are we going to give it
I say. Oh, no, wait. We have 2 votes for the light.
Oh, do we?
Well, if you count Mr. BRS.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. All right. Light, page 79. That would be me. So we're going to go clear to 79. We're just jumping all over the
79, dude. Wait a minute. That doesn't work. Never mind.
Oh, wait. All right. So that's when you hear Todd's whiny voice behind you.
Oh.
Somehow he followed you again.
The Toddening?
Yes, the Toddening. This is Todd with 1D. We're not even doing 2Ds. So, all right. He followed you, even though you specifically waited until he was busy with his model rockets to sneak away. Before you can tell him to leave, there's a yelp and a sound of sliding rocks. Oh, okay, there we go. Your flashlight beam catches him sprawled on the cave floor, clutching his ankle and doing that fake crying thing he always does to get attention. But this time, the way his foot is twisted looks actually serious, and his face has gone pale beneath its usual coating of dirt and fruit punch stains. I forgot to put that in there.
His usual coating of fruit and dirt and fruit punch stains.
Coating of dirt and fruit punch stains.
Oh, that's so funny, dude.
Like,
oh my
I don't know if you remember
God.
when you were kids. Some kids always had like the Kool-Aid mustache,
dude.
All the time.
Yeah, and the one kid that always puked, the puker. You know what I mean? Like,
yep. Yep. So that's kind of what I was trying to get at. The kid that always had the
kid with the fruit punch. If you don't know who the kid with the fruit punch stains were, that was you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was exactly. I think it's broken, he manages between genuine sobs, and for once you almost feel sorry for him. Almost. Then, or you tell him to stay put while you get help, secretly enjoying how his eyes go wide with fear as
Oh
the thought of
God.
being alone in the dark. As you head back toward the entrance, you consider taking your time. Maybe this will finally teach him to stop following you everywhere. Oh man, I made this really cold.
That's hilarious. You made him vile.
The walk home takes longer than expected, and by the time you reach your front porch, the summer sun is setting behind the neighbor's house. Your mom calls you in for dinner. She's made your favorite mac and cheese with hot dogs cut into little octopi. The smell of
There you
melted
go.
cheese makes your stomach growl, and you settle into your usual spot at the kitchen table. It isn't it isn't until you're halfway through your second helping, watching cartoons on the small kitchen TV, that a faint memory tugs at your mind. Something something about Todd in the cave. But the thought drifts away as easily as it came, lost in the comfort of home and the taste of dinner. Later that night, as you're drifting asleep, you vaguely wonder why Todd's mom is frantically knocking at your front door. Then you suddenly remember Todd and lead the police and the medics to the cave. The end. So we ditched Todd.
You ditched Todd in the cave, dude. That's amazing. His dirt and fruit, and you totally kid spaced him off too. You were like, I got better
yes,
things to do. Todd.
yes. We just forgot about Todd. We had to leave. I didn't want to leave him for dead, but I did want to make him suffer because of
That's a total kid move. This reminds me, and these guys, Mr. BRS, you'll get this. He's like, wait, what? LOL. Exactly. Here's the thing. I remember when I lived in upstate New York, I had this friend named Eric, and he would call me up. He would call me up to come and no names. His name was Eric. I won't give you his last name. He would call me up to hang out, and I would like get ready and ride my bike over there. And in the time it took, and I got to tell you, I was a nerdy kid, so a phone call to come and hang out was gold. Like, so I did not take my time. Yeah. Got there quick. I get there. There's some other kid over there playing, and he would look at me straight faced and go, I'm only allowed to have one friend over at a time. So I called a whole bunch of people, and yeah, dude, he did the shotgun approach. And
wow. Basically the first one that gets your wins.
I had to turn around and go home. I was like, that's a total 80s kid move, man. Total 80s kid move to be like, yeah.
It is.
So
you were the Todd.
I was totally the Todd. I probably had fruit punch stains all over my cheeks. Just saying, this is not abnormal. This is not an anomaly.
Punch stain Eddie.
Exactly. So we should go back, and then where should we go back?
Let's see.
Should we go back
to
the
18, wasn't it? I think we were on page 18.
Yeah.
Let's go back to 18. Yeah, dark cave. So move towards the light. That's what we did. Yeah. No. We did. Okay, so turn back and leave the cave.
All right. What page was that?
32.
He was friend rationing. He was totally like, listen, I'm calling like 4 dudes. Whoever gets here first is the guy I'm hanging out with.
But there were moms like that. You can only bring one friend over.
Oh yeah, they weren't having baby boomer parents. They weren't gonna have a house full of like 6 kids going crazy. No.
Are you crazy? No. One kid, one friend. That's
but
it.
He was the kid that like hacked the system. He's probably had a couple kids say yes, and they never showed up. So he'd call another one. He's like, I'm calling 6 friends, whoever comes over.
Oh, that's probably what happened. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I was, and I did live further away. I had to ride my bike. Total 80s move again.
Oh,
my parents weren't driving me. Are you kidding me? I mean, kid distance. Oh God, dude, come on.
That's another one. Yes. That's only 2 miles to ride your bike to school. It's not a big deal.
Without a joke, it was more than a mile away. I'm not even kidding. It's totally a mile plus.
And you'd be like, Mom, there was gunfire when I was going to school. It's okay. Just drive fast. Ride your bike fast.
That's the part. We'll be done here. That's the part people like romanticize. They watch like the Goonies and they're like, oh my God, how cool was that? You just rode your bike. Yes, you know why? Because our parents didn't care.
No.
Not like they didn't care in a cool way. They didn't care.
Remember, they had that thing come on TV at 10 o'clock at night. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are at? That wasn't just it was for real. Like,
oh crap! Boomers at some point would go, something's missing. What's missing? We have a kid? Oh man, I almost forgot we had a kid. Thank God the news is on. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn back and leave. We're not going to walk towards the light. We're going to turn to page 32.
Okay.
You decide the cave is too risky and turn back. As you exit, you're like, I'm not getting another concussion. As you exit and walk for several hours, a sudden mountain storm catches you off guard. The first fat droplets splatter across leaves above, and within minutes, the air is filled with the sharp scent of ozone. You spot a hollow beneath an ancient oak just as lightning splits the sky. You wait several minutes, and the small storm passes. You continue your journey. You notice a narrow, overgrown path that seems to wind up the mountain in a different direction. If you take the narrow path, turn to page 6. If you return to the main path, turn to page 16.
Okay.
So narrow path or main path. Well, Scott, you're going to miss out. Don't do it, buddy. Hurry it up. Whatever you're doing.
That's a BRB. Be right back.
So microwave those chicken nuggets quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the other story, they cut up hot dogs in your macaroni and cheese.
Listen, I'll tell you, like, you know, I'm married now, but single dad stories. I would like sometimes at night if I just didn't cook dinner for the kids because I didn't have them that week, I just make like 8:00 p.m. chicken nuggets.
Yep, hit the spot.
Nothing sad about this meal.
No. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, narrow path for carnivorous plant. He wants to take the narrow path. Why take the big path? Well, you can take the narrow path.
Carnivorous plant gets it, man. He knows about that friend rationing. You're like, dude, you called me over. Yeah, I can only have one friend. What?
Oh, man.
Nice, bro.
That's yeah.
He was also the kid that had all the Transformers. I'm not even kidding you. Like he'd be like, bring your Transform. He's the spoiled kid. He's the Adam Goldberg. He'd be like, dude, bring over your Transformers. I bring over all 4 of them. And then he just had like everything. He had Metroplex. He had everything. I was like,
whoa, really? Wow.
Oh, he had the big ones. He had the big dogs.
Yeah, like Omega Supreme, that big rocket one that transforms.
Omega Supreme. Yes. By the way, did you know? And I have to put this up on our thing. I have not the vintage one. I have the reissue one that came out like in the mid 2000s.
Oh, really?
Your boy got himself an Omega Supreme.
All right.
I got that after the divorce. I was like, this is Eddie's treat to himself.
I'm taking this with me.
I slept with it. Don't get me. I held it in my bed like a teddy bear.
Hugging it as you sleep. That's awesome.
So we got page 6.
Narrow path and page 6. Okay, so it's the narrow path, Eddie. So that's back to page 6. Oh, wait, that's me.
That's you. That's you, sir.
Yeah, page 6. I tried to do some loops on this one, and I don't think this is. Or no, never mind. This is not a loop. Okay. You bravely step into the dark and shadowy path, which leads down a crevasse. Feeling proud of yourself. After all, you're 9, practically grown up, and you've watched tons of scary movies without even flinching. Well, maybe you flinched once or twice, but nobody saw. The trees
doesn't count.
To close in. Yeah, it doesn't count. The trees seem to close in around you, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers. You hear strange noises echoing through the woods, probably just squirrels or something. Still, you walk a little faster, kicking at loose stones to show whatever it is out there that you mean business. You walk for several minutes, humming the theme song from your favorite commercial jingle to keep yourself company. That's when you spot it, an old abandoned cabin tucked away in the woods. Its weathered logs are covered in creeping moss, and the sagging roof looks like it's ready to cave in at any moment. A broken window stares at you like a sinister eye, its jagged glass teeth glinting in the fading light. To prove your bravery to absolutely no one, you strut towards the cabin, head held high. That's when it happens. You're so busy looking confident, you don't notice the thick, twisted root snaking across your path. Your foot catches it perfectly, and suddenly the ground is rushing up to meet you. You try to catch yourself, but instead your head clips a low-hanging branch with a solid thwack. All right.
Yes. Ding.
The The world spins in a kaleidoscope of autumn colors, and the last thing you see before everything goes dark is that creepy cabin window, which now seems to be laughing at you. Your
So much
last
brain
conscious
damage.
yes, it is. Your last conscious thought is hoping that nobody from school ever finds out about this totally uncool moment. When you finally come to, you're lying on your back, staring up at the canopy of leaves above. Your head throbs, and there's a decent sized bump forming where you hit the branch. How long were you out? The light seems different now, dimmer, and the shadows have grown longer. The
You,
cabin looms even closer, and you
I
could
need
swear that
glasses from now on.
yes, because we're on our third head trauma.
Uh,
You could swear that broken window is watching you even with more interest than before. All right, here comes the choices, not two, but three choices.
ooh.
If you decide to enter the cabin, turn to page 12. If you decide to keep walking past the cabin, turn to page 14. Turn around and take another path into the woods, turn to page 37. So let us know, do we go into the cabin? Do we walk past the cabin? Or do we choose another path? Let us know in the chat as we ice our concussion.
As we try to calculate the IQ points we've lost from all the head damage, brain damage.
Speaking of boomers, Eddie, when we had a head trauma, they would be like, "Oh, we need to take you to the hospital and get this checked out." They'll be like, "Yeah, he's not passing out. I don't see any blood. He's fine."
No. My mom had the classic boomer thing where she would like shine a flashlight in your eyes to see if they dilated. And if they did, she's like, "You're fine. Get out of here." And I'm like, "You're not even a doctor."
Doctor, yes.
Like I felt my brain. I felt my brain smash my skull. I felt it. And you're like, "Just go. Get out of my face. Make me sick."
Yes. I remember playing football as a freshman. We would play this game called Bull in the Ring. So all the guys would get in a big circle, and then if you're the freshman, you had to go in the middle, and the coach would call out a number, and whatever number the outside the bigger guys were, they would have to run and hit you, and you have to hit them back as hard as you could. Oh man, so many kids passed out from that.
Oh,
it's called Bull in the Ring. So you're a scrawny little freshman that's like 5'1", 103 pounds, soaking wet, and these guys are like 200 pounds running at you.
Yeah. And that was the 80s. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
If you passed out, they would just kind of pull them to the edge and kind of wake them up and just keep going.
See, that's what happened. We have votes for everybody wants to take another path into the woods.
Okay.
So let's get us to a different path.
We're up to 3 concussions, right?
3. You never meant to wander so far into the woods, but something seemed to be leading you deeper into the forest. As you push through a thick patch of brambles, the ground beneath your feet begins to spin like a carnival ride, and the dark forest dissolves into a blinding white light. When your vision finally clears, the familiar maple trees have vanished, replaced by towering cacti and rolling tumbleweeds beneath a scorching desert sun. This must be a time slip. You've heard of these occurrences when you heard about it on the radio show Coast to Coast AM. With Art Bell, not with the other guy. The sound of horse hooves and creaking wagon wheels draws your attention to a dusty trail where a line of wooden buildings stretches into the distance. A weather-beaten sign swings in the hot breeze. Welcome to Rattlesnake Creek, established 1876. Exactly 101 years later, I'd be born. Ooh. Your modern sneakers and tucked-in collared shirt. There we go.
I did have it. Okay.
Definitely doesn't fit in here, and several curious townsfolk have already noticed you standing at the edge of their frontier town. To your left, a kindly-looking woman who introduces herself as Martha is in a long dress, is beckoning you toward the safety of her general store. To your right, a gruff-looking cowboy is mumbling repeatedly about going to the saloon. Behind you, the desert stretches endlessly toward distant mountains, and you swear you can see deep gorges between the cacti. You need to find answers and a way back to your own time. What do you do? Do you go to the general store, turn to page 55? Go to the saloon. Turn to page 69. 69, dudes. Take your chances in the desert. Page 63 to the desert. Now, I will say, last time we did go to the saloon.
We did. Yes.
Is it Advent? I would take that one off only because we did that last time.
Yeah.
So 55, go to the general store. Yeah, or desert.
Or desert. Yeah. General store or desert. Let us know.
And Mr. BRS is like, I'm going to try me the desert. Get me in that desert.
Voted? Holy cow.
Boom.
Quick draw McGraw. General store. So we got to vote for general store and the desert.
And maybe that was Mr. BRS's last vote. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's fun to see. I think everyone tonight is watching us on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we've got I think it's all YouTube tonight. Fun fact for anyone listening. Oops, all YouTube. All concussed YouTubes. Fun fact, anyone listening to us after the fact or anyone else, we also are on Twitch and the old Facebook, which is
Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. So we got 3 options for you. Just like
so many choices.
2 votes for general store. That's 55. So I'll take that one. I'm going to go to the general store. I kind of remember.
All right.
This one's good, or at least I think it's a good storyline. So
that's fine. Go for it, sir.
When you enter, the kind woman introduces herself as Martha Wilkins, quickly ushering you inside her store before too many people notice your strange attire. As she bolts the door, she reveals that she too is from the future, trapped here from the year 1997, when she experienced a time slip. I think I'm going to have to go back and edit that, but we'll get to it later. Anyway, experienced a time slip when hiking in Montana. You begin to feel relief and finding another time traveler until you notice her warm smile slowly transforms into something more calculating as she pulls out a ledger. You're the 3rd one this month, she says, her tone shifting from motherly to businesslike. We're getting better at predicting where the slips will appear. Before you can react, 2 armed men emerge from the back room. Martha explains that she leads a gang that has been exploiting time travelers' knowledge to manipulate historical events for profit. They've learned all travelers disappear within a few days during the full moon, but that's plenty of time to extract valuable information from them. She shows you her careful records of stock market crashes, gold mine locations, and other historical events they've been quietly profiting from across time. Martha offers you a choice. Help them plan next week's train robbery, one that history says will succeed to net over $100,000 in gold. And she'll give you a share of the take, plus period appropriate clothing and shelter until the next full moon in 3 days. Refuse, and you'll have to take your chances on your own. Besides, she adds with a knowing smile, helping us might be your only way home. The last 2 travelers who refused our offer never made it to the full moon. Such dangerous times we live in. You notice her hand resting near a hidden revolver as she awaits your answer, while through the store window you can see the sheriff beginning his afternoon patrol of the dusty streets. You've got to think fast, cooperate with Martha's scheme and potentially damage the timeline, or refuse and take your chances in the desert. All right, here we go. Cooperate with Martha's scheme, turn to page 66. Take your chances in the desert, turn to page 63. So do we cooperate with Martha or do we take our chances? Let us know in the chat.
Can I just say, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
This is a great.
Yeah. So you're a time traveling bandit, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, to quote Carnivorous Plant here, it's like, how many concussions does it take to become a train robber? 3. It takes 3.
3. It takes 3. Yes. Yeah.
We went from not a train robber.
You could do
3
something
concussions
like this.
later.
So we could do another time or another storyline where you have the concussion, you go through this big adventure, and then you just wake up.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
Yeah. It was all a dream. It was all a concussion fever dream.
Dream. Yes. Train robbers. Oh wow. So we got it's all going along with Martha's scheme. So that's you, Eddie, page 66.
Oops, all Martha.
Oops, all Martha.
66.
Good. I'm glad we found this one. I kind of like this storyline.
You reluctantly agree to help, and Martha's smile returns as she leads you to the back room to begin planning. Over the next 2 days, you help coordinate the heist while trying to ignore the dark humanoid shapes you keep seeing in your peripheral vision. At first, that's again head trauma. At first, you dismiss them as tricks of the desert light through the store windows until you notice Martha's gang members nervously crossing themselves whenever they pass certain shadows. Late one night, while reviewing the train schedules, you overhear Martha arguing with someone in her office. But when you peek inside, she's gone, seemingly speaking to a tall, dark figure. Oh, sorry, she's alone, not gone. Speaking to a tall, dark figure that disappears the moment you try to focus on it. The next morning, she explains what you saw. The shadow people, as she calls them, are temporal entities that feed on disruptions in the timeline. They've been following her gang since she started manipulating historical events, growing stronger with each alteration to the past. This is the great storyline, just saying. The night before the heist, Martha reveals the full truth. Her medallion was given to her by those entities, allowing her to control the time slips, but at a price. Each successful manipulation of history strengthens their presence in our world, and they're demanding bigger changes. The train robbery isn't just about gold. It's about creating a massive temporal disruption that the shadow people need for some larger purpose. On the morning of the heist, as you ride toward Devil's Gorge, you notice the shadows growing longer despite the rising sun. Martha seems increasingly anxious, constantly touching her medallion, which now pulses with an eerie dark light. The shadow people are gathering around the train tracks ahead, their forms more solid than ever before. You realize this robbery might be more than just money. It could be the event that gives these entities permanent access to our world. Now you must decide, help complete the heist and risk unleashing these temporal parasites across time itself, or try to stop both Martha and the shadow people by destroying the medallion during the chaos of the robbery. Complete the heist, page 7. Or stop both Martha and the shadow people, page 33. That's pretty great. I won't lie.
Yes.
We should publish this for real.
The shadow people. I was trying to connect some sort of the paranormal and the Wild West in some sort of fashion.
Listen, man. You got like dusty old prospectors talking to themselves. You got shadow people. You got time travel. You got Old West. You got Scott thinking about things. He's like,
Yeah, I like the idea of, and it's all, I try to get it all on one page so that we don't have too much.
Dude, that is classic Choose Your Own Adventure. The whole story changes on one page. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward Packard is really good at that. Well, a lot of them were, but anyway, he was really good.
Carnivorous plant busting out. I bet you. I'll see if I'm wrong. Destroyed him with a flashlight. He's invoking one of my favorite video games, Alan Wake.
Or Luigi's Mansion. He does.
Or Luigi's Mansion. Oh, I bet you it's a Luigi's Mansion reference.
But Alan Wake too. Yes, you're right.
Have you played Alan Wake, Lee?
It's been a long time.
It's so good.
But yes, it is good. Yes, that's a good horror genre. Yeah,
Carnivorous Plant just said he'd buy a physical copy of this book. We got one sale already, Lee. There we go. We're gonna publish this sucker.
Free concussion.
I will say, why not? Why not do a limited run like Carl? Let's publish like a handful of copies and then sell
for like 99 cents and download it.
Well, I'm talking about hand copies, bro. With that nice velvety cover, we can sign it ourselves.
There you go.
Just telling you, bring the genre back.
There you go. The paper. Ooh, a little tiny paperback.
That's what I'm saying. That exact size you can put in your back pocket.
I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that
Just
would cost,
saying.
but yeah.
I went to a magazine or a zine conference this last weekend here in Omaha, and there's small little like little books like this, like hold on, like this size. You can just put in your back pocket, and they were like $5. I'm like, all right,
nice, okay. Well, we'll look into that. I'll just give it out to some fans. We'll see how much they cost. I don't know.
All right, guys, where are we
We'll
going with this? Are we stopping?
Looks like page 33. I think Scott Miller said page 33.
Stop him! Moment of conscience.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We would do the artwork would be all AI. I don't.
We'd have to, guys. I'm sorry. We're not gonna.
I can't afford to pay somebody.
Here's what I'll promise. We could do the paid version of the AI, so it's a better version.
That would probably be about the most that we would do. Yes.
I would do the paid version of the AI. We got to be realistic here.
Yeah, exactly. We are poor.
I'd love to employ artists. I'd love to employ some artists, but that's really expensive and hard to do. And that's from experience, kids. For real.
Yeah. No wonder boomers were so salty, huh?
They didn't self-pub. Well, I guess they did publish some books. Not self-published.
Right. So let's see, page 33, Eddie. I think that's you. Stop Martha and the shadow people.
Is that me or is that you?
Or is it me? 33. See, that's how bad my memory is.
I can do it. I'll do it. 33.
33. There we go.
I want to see where this goes.
All right.
During the chaos of the robbery, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
During the chaos of the robbery, you seize your chance. While Martha is distracted directing her men, you grab the medallion from around her neck. That's ballsy. You just grabbed her around her neck. The Martha neck grab. Its chain breaking easily as if wanting to be free. The shadow people immediately turn their attention to you, their forms rushing forward like living darkness. You hurl the medallion against the canyon wall just as Martha raises her revolver. The medallion shatters against the gorge wall with a sound like shattering time itself.
Ooh.
A blinding light erupts from the broken pieces, and the shadow people shriek in a frequency that makes your bones ache. Again, could that be the head trauma?
Could be.
They begin to dissolve, pulled back through countless temporal rifts that snap shut behind them. Martha and her gang vanish too, perhaps returned to their own times, perhaps erased entirely. You feel the familiar spinning sensation of a time slip and wake up back in the modern world, in the exact spot where you first entered the forest. Everything seems normal, except for a small article in the local museum about strange shadow-like figures that appeared in photographs taken at Devil's Gorge in 1878. And then they were never seen again. 3 months after returning home from 1876, we might have to fix that. I think it's a little typo there.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. Yep.
Your real-time edits here, kids. You're helping at the museum's research department when the director introduces a new employee, a woman named Martha Wilkins, whose knowing smile sends a chill down your spine. As she shakes your hand, you notice a familiar scar on her lower neck where the medallion's chain used to rest. And in her shadow on the wall behind you swear you can see other darker shapes moving independently. That night, while locking up the museum, I love it how we're 9 and we're locking up the museum at night.
Yeah, like of course.
I'm a 9-year-old. I work at a museum.
Yeah. You can trust me.
While locking up the museum, you discover ancient symbols written on the back of the Devil's Gorge photograph display. Symbols that weren't there yesterday. Written in handwriting you recognize from an old general store ledger.
Oh.
Dang!
You like that?
That was good.
Somehow bring her back. And yes.
That was good. Mind blown.
I love the Martha Wilkins character. We can almost do a book called Time Bandits or something like that.
Dude, give the Martha Wilkins origin story.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
This is how we become rich.
She talks about all the other time travelers. You could do stories on that. So let's go back to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't know what page would we. I know, I agree, Carnivorous. That was a good ending. What would we go back to? Let me see here. We would go back
That would
to.
be let's see. General store was 55. So where we don't try to we try to
Pull off the heist
cooperate.
still.
Yeah, pull off the heist still. So we cooperate with Martha. That was 66. So complete the heist. Page 7, right? Yeah.
All right, that'd be you then.
Her. So page 7. All right, let's go back. And got time for at least one more here. All right.
Oh, for sure.
You decide to follow through with the heist, looking for a way to sabotage Martha's plan, watching in horror as the shadow people grow more substantial with each step of the plan. When the dynamite explodes, separating the gold car from the train, the shadows surge forward like a dark tide, feeding on the temporal chaos. Martha's medallion begins to pulse violently, and the sky above Devil's Gorge turns an unnatural shade of purple.
How did it pulse again, Lee?
Violently pulse.
Ah! I just wanted
to your shock, you realize this was the shadow people's plan all along.
Shadow!
Combined with the medallion's power and the full moon, has torn a permanent hole in reality. These entities begin to pour through, their forms solidifying as they step into our reality. Martha laughs triumphantly, but her victory is short-lived. The shadow people have no more use for her, and she vanishes into the darkness with a terrified scream. As reality begins to fracture around you, you're suddenly pulled back into your own time, but it's not the world you left. The streets are filled with shadow people walking openly among the humans, and history books tell of the great darkening that began with the mysterious train robbery in 1876. Their elongated forms glide through the city square, where once vibrant shops have been replaced by soul extraction factories, massive obsidian structures that pulse with an eerie violet light. The air itself feels heavy with despair, thick with the ethereal screams of those whose essence are being slowly drained to feed their otherworldly masters. Looking at the hollow-eyed humans shuffling through their daily routines, like we do today. So,
yeah, exactly. Well, like us.
Yes, you realize with mounting horror that humanity has become nothing more than a renewable food source. Their souls are harvested and consumed by the shadow people in an endless cycle of supernatural sustenance. The end. There we go.
Whoa, that was a dark ending, bro. That was dark.
I was going to put a little end in there about you get shuffled to one of the factories, but I don't think I did. So
time for your soul. Oh, we figured. No, we got shadow people, and it's true. They do. They do.
Yes.
The irony is they're all involved in local government. I don't know why that is. They just are. It's weird.
Well, there was one more ending here that, let's see, it was page 33. Let's see, we were at 33. That was Stop Martha. Okay. There was one more branch on this one that I want to get to.
Was it when she had the gun drawn?
Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see, cooperate with Martha.
Carl, was that the winning ending? No, it wasn't the winning ending. There was a positive, and that's the balance. You came in on the dark ending there, Carl.
Yes.
Rewind the video a bit. You'll see the better ending.
I think it was Take a Chance in the Desert. I think that might have been it. We haven't done
that. Was it, because that was the choice when she was like, do you help her? Do you not help her?
Because page 55, we cooperate with Martha's scheme, or did we take our chances in the desert? Did we do
there
that?
It is. Yeah.
I don't think we did that one. I'll take my chances. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Okay. You want to take that one? 63?
Yeah. 63?
Yeah. Got time for one more.
63. So this is like, we're not going to help her, and we're not going to.
Yeah. We're just going to run into the desert.
I'll take my chances, you say firmly, backing towards the door. Martha's face hardens as she reaches for her revolver. But you're faster. Took a correspondence course and fast.
Yeah, we were on the track team.
You bolt and sprint down the dusty street, bullets splintering the wooden walkway behind you. The sheriff, startled by the gunfire, provides an unwitting distraction as you dash between buildings and out toward the desert. You run until your legs burn and your throat is raw from the dry air. As night falls, you find shelter. We would be winded now, but we passed the presidential fitness test back in the 80s, so we're good.
Yes, you're right.
We're all good. We're all good.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Your modern knowledge of desert survival keeping you alive. I love this.
Wait, Eddie, you forgot a line. We forgot a crevasse.
Yeah. As night falls, you find shelter in a shallow crevasse. Your modern knowledge of desert survival keeping you alive. In the darkness, you notice strange markings on the crevasse walls, symbols that seem to pulse with an otherworldly light, similar to what you saw during your time slip. Using the remaining battery in your pen flashlight you always carry, you study the symbols, recognizing some that match scientific theories about temporal displacement you once read in Fate magazine, of which we were a contributor.
Oh, yeah.
Just before dawn, you hear horses approaching. Martha and her men have tracked you, but you've spent the night decoding the crevasse markings, and you're beginning to understand how the time slips work. Now you face I love overnight we figured out time slips. Now you face we're 9 years old, 1984. We got this. Now you face a crucial decision. Attempt to trigger a time slip using your new knowledge, risking a jump to an unknown point in time, or try to make it to the nearby mining town where you could telegraph for help. The sound of Martha's voice echoes outside the cave as the first rays of sun begin to light the desert. Here's our choices, kids. Trigger a time slip. Dang! You can't slip me, I'll slip you.
Exactly.
Turn to page 64. Run to the nearby mining town. Turn to page 65. So, do I trigger a time slip? Do I hold up my time grenade and go, I didn't do this. You did this.
You do this.
Or,
yes.
do we run to the nearby town?
Did this. Yeah. Trigger a time slip, carnivorous plant says. But yeah, I tried to put in there that we're 9 years old, and yeah, we'll just decipher this. It's not a big deal. We can do this.
We would cut if this was a movie, we would cut to the montage of us figuring out time slips.
With like the A-Team movie, A-Team music playing in the
background. Time slips.
Boom. The montage. You always, you just need 2-minute montage and boom, you're a master at whatever.
Yeah, they show up. Right. You're like, you got a gray streak in your hair from all the stress you've gone through overnight.
I
see you're back
5 hours ago.
I was 9 5 hours ago. Now I'm 49. I've aged 40 years in the span of one night as I learned time.
I learned how to do time travel or work at a business.
So we got trigger a time slip, and we got 2 votes for trigger a time slip. We'll give it another couple of seconds and see what happens here.
Otherwise, and we can do both. They're right next to each other if we want to.
We should do both. We have time.
We'll go to 64. Yeah, we got time.
We'll give you both, kids.
All right.
So 64, you're up.
With Martha's voice growing closer, you quickly trace the symbols on the crevasse wall in the exact pattern you've decoded. Your fingers tremble as you follow each glowing line. The markings begin to pulse faster, their light intensifying like a heartbeat. You hear boots crunching on gravel just outside the crevasse when suddenly the familiar spinning sensation takes hold. The crevasse wall blows. Man, I got like a crevasse in every sentence there.
Jeez. Our crevasse meter's off the chain, dude.
Just reached in the bucket of crevasses and just threw it in. All right. The crevasse walls blur and dissolve into pure light, but this time you remain conscious enough to notice how the symbols swirl around you like a cosmic language. You feel yourself being pulled through what seems like layers of time itself, catching glimpses of different eras, past, present, and strangely even potential futures. You recognize the fundamental pattern now. These aren't just time slips, but a network of temporal pathways left behind by something or someone far more advanced than Martha's crude exploitation of them. When reality solidifies again, you find yourself back in the modern world. but not quite where you started. You're in a hidden research facility surrounded by scientists studying wall markings identical to those in the crevasse. On a nearby desk sits a familiar looking ledger, far more weathered now, and a newspaper clipping about the mysterious disappearance of Martha Wilkins in 1876. The scientist explains they've been tracking these temporal anomalies for years, and your experience might be the key to understanding them. You realize your desert adventure was perhaps not as random as it seemed. You were meant to find those symbols and bring this knowledge back to the present. As you ponder the mysterious mysteries of time travel, you are interrupted. The door to your room opens, and a woman enters with another scientist. With an evil smile, she introduces herself as Martha Wilkins. She's been assigned to debrief you about the recent time travels. You have a sinking feeling this may not end well. The end. Ooh, so Martha haunts you
Dude,
constantly.
these endings are so good.
She just hunts you across
Dang,
time.
Lee. These are good
Love
endings,
that
buddy.
one. Okay,
I feel like
one
my
more.
Bigfoot endings weren't so good. Okay, so we'll do 65. I'll read that one. This is the one where we're
Run
like,
to
we're not going to
the
trigger a
mining-
time slip. What's that?
Yes. This is run to the nearby mining town.
I'm going to
Option.
run for the nearby mining town. I'm going to do what they said when we were 80s kids. Stranger danger, time traveling Martha danger.
Yes.
I'm going to run. I'm going to run.
I'm gonna run.
You decide to trust the modern history books. None of them mentioned a mysterious disappearance in 1876, which means you must have survived this somehow. Grabbing your flashlight and quickly copying down the symbols in your pocket notebook, again, a choose your own adventure
Oh yeah.
staple, you spot a
Yep.
narrow gully at the back of the crevasse. Again, using your modern climbing skills, you climb. Hold on, let me change the crevasse meter again. There we go.
30 plus.
The gully. Yeah. Oh, hold on here. Using your modern climbing skills, you climb through just as Martha and her men enter the crevasse. The gully opens onto a steep ravine leading away from town. You hear Martha cursing as she realizes you've escaped. You reach the mining town of Silver Springs. The local telegraph operator is suspicious of your strange clothes and your tucked-in shirt. We don't tuck shirts in around y'all. What you doing?
Okay, so I
But
did
you
have
can't-
some tucked in shirts. Good.
You can't resist the gold coins you had in your pocket. Your message reaches the territorial marshal, and within days, Martha's operation is exposed. In her store's cellar, they find not only stolen gold, but evidence of other time travelers she trapped. Most of skulls. They found skulls. They found skulls and skulls of time travelers.
Time travelers.
Most surprisingly, they discover papers revealing she wasn't from 1997 at all. She was from much further in the future, systematically exploiting time slips for a larger organization. The full moon rises 3 days later as you hide in the marshal's office. The familiar spinning sensation returns, but this time you're ready. You've kept the copied symbols, and as you return to your own time, you know you'll be better prepared for if you ever encounter another temporal gateway. The last thing you see before the light takes you is Martha being led away in handcuffs, her mysterious medallion now locked safely in the marshal's strongbox, waiting to be rediscovered later by the right historian. Over the next few weeks, your life is back to normal, going to school, working your paper route, and other activities of the 1980s. Doing your Atari, Trapper Keepers, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
One day, while in history class, you are told by Principal Schmidt, little Schmidt there, got a little Schmidt on your face.
Yeah.
Your history teacher, Mr. Prufrock. Yeah! We got to play Prufrock and Schmidt after this real quick.
There you go.
Had to suddenly take a leave of absence. As he introduces the new teacher, a woman who looks exactly like Martha enters the room. She is wearing the same medallion you saw her wear during your time travels. She introduces herself as Miss Martha Wilkins. As she does, she looks directly at you and says, "I look forward to teaching all of you. You have a sinking feeling history class and your life will never be the same." The end.
That was a good one too.
That was good. That was good.
So again, she follows you. She just hunts you like the animal you are.
Man, we got some Martha Smith all over our like Wilkins, not Smith.
Yeah, I kind of liked her character, so I was like, I'm going to keep putting her in.
You just kept, yeah, that's good, man. This like time traveling woman that will not like relent.
Yes, she just keeps coming after you over and over again, and then you sprinkle in some Proof Rock and Schmidt in this one. And
I think for the listeners, we need to give them a little Proof Rock and Schmidt real quick, a little 30 seconds. Yes. 53 seconds of Proof Rock and Schmidt. Here we go, everybody. A little treat for everybody. Here we go.
All right. Oh, I can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Two cops who just can't catch a break. One can see ghosts. The other lives with his mom. Proof Rock and Schmidt. Tune in and join them on their far-out adventures. Join Proof Rock and Schmidt as they topple crime bosses, defeat the cyborg Gypsy King, get Schmidt's mom to give him his own room.
Come on, Mom.
Schmitty, I need that for my sewing room. Proof Rock and Schmidt.
So yeah, I had to make Proof Rock and Schmidt a teacher and a principal.
You had to. Hey, for fun, if anybody wants to listen, we have a Christmas or holiday episode. Well, we did a Halloween episode that features Proof Rock and Schmidt as well for fun.
Yes. Yeah, go to uchoosepodcast.com and it's in the archives, as they say.
Ooh.
But yeah, the Martha is the Terminator.
Dude,
1000.
Martha Wilkins just coming down wants to get you.
Yes.
That is so good.
There's one more arc with her. So, and it takes another twist at the end that
I love it.
Check out. So, but
I love it.
There's one with the mysterious tower where there's a ghost. There's another one where Eddie, we meet a ocean god and we request to be turned into a shark. But do you think we're going to get turned into a shark?
No. Why would that work? You never get actually turned into a shark. That's the reality of that one. You know, we'll get 1,001 concussions, but no sharks.
Exactly. Yeah. Lots of concussions and crevasses, but never a shark.
No sharks. You know,
not allowed.
So yeah, thank you all for joining us. This is basically our original Which Way book, if you will, and like we said, maybe we'll do a couple of hard copies for the fun of it.
Yeah,
you know,
and lots of people in the chat, and that's what makes this way more fun.
Oh, absolutely. And we might go back to our other format. What next time? What do you think, Lee? Or should we do this another dive on this one?
We can go back to some of the other books. We can always come back to this. I need to refine it a little bit more and fix a few things, and maybe get some illustrations in there, and then we'll try to do find another Martha or some other stuff. So we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
Yes, and until next time, you choose the adventure. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Take care.